Okay, this is template part 2. What I have modified many things here. This is as per my convenience I have changed. So this will help you for everything. Same setup, you can bring it here, but to keep it very simple, I deleted everything. I left with only small things. The first node will be primitive. Here only I'll define all the paths. I mean, for all of this camera, light, material. So I'm giving the directory path where I have to show, and this is the proper one. You can see very clean cameras, and the geo will be inside. Inside geo I have those things I'll show you one by one. So once you define this one, you can copy and keep it later. So main motive here to show the templates. These are my templates. You can see the first node. Usually I start with the primitive, then second one I used a reference. So before reference I have one more part to show. I don't get confusion from where the file is coming. So I took this file from Maya as ABX. I'll go to end ABX. So I used some transformer, match size. So you want to see this one in viewport, right? Okay, this is the file I used with transformer. Sorry, this is the template. See how much small it is. This is the original one. This is the after transformer. Then I use the match size to do this one. So this was the original size. Actually, as per Unity unit, you need to change the size. Okay, otherwise there is a big problem in future with displacement, bump, and some colors. I got a lot of issues. I thought of trying to use the same size. I faced a lot of issues. If you're using the proper size as per Houdini documentary, then it's correct. Then I fixed the normals. You can see the normals with and without. So you can see the hard edges here, right? You can see it will soften. Okay, then you use the USD to export. There's a USD file. You don't use the FBX file inside, it's going very heavy. The main profit from the Solaris is we are going to use only USD systems. So that will make your file lighter, faster, and yeah, you'll get a lot of benefits from out of that. Then on output node, that output node should be enabled. No need to enable automatically. The output node means it will only consider this as the last node. So when you switch to LOPS, that's where I imported that one for my local disk. Okay, when you load this one, okay. This one switch, never mind, because I have one more model here. The same model I was doing some R&D, so I don't want to use this one. So I'm using only this. So you can see the switch. I'm into 1, not to 0. 0 means it will pick from this one. Some modifier I wanted. Okay, soft modifier. Like if you want to edit this one USD file, you need to use one node, soft modifier. Then you can do some maskings, those stuffs inside. These are the maskings I have done. Those are the names. Okay, if you go inside the same file I used, I need to use one unpack USD, then only you'll see. Without this, it's a solid. You cannot edit anything. So unpack and change to polygon. Now you're ready to go. Now I did some groupings. This is the mask I wanted for monitor separately. I selected and added here the second mask for this part. Okay, because this is separate material, this is separate. I need to assign two materials to the one single solid mesh. So in that case, you need this group maskings. It's not masking, grouping. So then you need to define with the attribute create what is the mask for that name. Okay, this is just a group name. This is the name you need later. Keep in mind. So I defined for this. This is for bronze. I can give that same name here. So it doesn't matter. It's only for label. This is the main mask name. So once you are done, this is third mask. Attribute paint. This I used for only testing, not required, I guess. If you don't see in the report, here you have one exclamatory symbol. Just click this. You can see this mask. Okay, it's not important, but I wanted to test. If I want to do this on manual masking, then yeah, you have an option. So once done, this is the output node. Come back. In this node, you need to define to pick that mask later for your materials. So those are the mask names here. So I picked from all my list. or else you can directly write down the names here. So before that, use this star. It will eliminate everything. Only it will keep only this mask. By default, you have many masks inside. So only bronze mask, wheel, and the paint mask. Paint mask I didn't use in my project, but for the sake I kept this mask here. Then how that will come to know that you have mask? You need to use this subset group. Then only you can see in this. And so you can see that mask inside. So geo. Okay. If you don't have this, for example, I will disable this. It won't be there. It's a single mesh now. It's a kind of, yeah, you're telling it's a separate mesh by this group. That's it. Next, I added one more merge for that subdivision purpose. Yes. This is the subdivision area. I have many subdivisions. Okay, this is for collections. Okay, the collections you can see. Okay, these are the separate. I wanted to do the subdivisions. You can use this wildcard to load everything here very easily. I'll show you. You can see them. Okay, so these are the main things you need to keep in mind. Then render geometry. So once you have the collections, how your software will know that you have a number of collections, like what are the things you selected for the subdivisions. Yes, that is the list here. I have taken the list and feed to them, where you need to use this exact syntax. Okay, collection, this is the name I gave. This name, before the name, see what I have done. So exactly if you follow this, then it will pick your subdivision list. So I gave only 2 because I have enough subdivisions. I don't want to give more. Okay, so I gave only 2. Better give 3, better, but your render time will go massive. That is one thing you keep in mind. This is for separate purpose. Okay, I have a number of, if I want I can switch it. So this is 3-1. So when you're doing very close up, you can give 3. If you're not using the close up, you can change your subdivision to 2. That is fine, but otherwise your render time will go too much. This is include your, this is direct. Okay, you don't want to work on like this. This is old method. You can select everything and you can give some subdivisions. So for, if you think like giving for everything, no, then you must define separate object. You can take this and you can feed it there. So this will have only few assets. Then fine, no problem. So this is entire group. So if I give this double star, no, it will take a whole group. This one, it will be very headache later. That's it. This is subdivision area. Then after the subdivisions, I have one more switch. This is also for render purpose. For wireframe, I don't want to use the subdivisions, so I can use the switch. I'll go by name. You can select, or you can use the switch later, because I'll show you how we can do. I have the control in the final area. Subdivision control, I can control it too. 1 means subdivision, 0 means no subdivisions. Okay, that's it. That switch is important. And this is for another plan, or background, BG, whatever it is. I have 2 backgrounds. One is with what happened? Okay, yeah. You have bend. So I removed the bend. I don't want to. Okay. This has to be connected for the sake of avoiding this BG. I removed, but I have one more method for separately. I'll show you that one. That is here. You don't want to remove, but you can keep it connected, and you can separate the assets here. So you can avoid the switch. Add one more merge. Bring that one with background. Yes, we have background plus our main model. Then as usual, this is light mesh. In this project, I didn't use any light mesh, not required, because my sampling rate is going very high when I use the mesh light. So we don't want to use that one. I used inside. Okay. So select this one and just show. Sorry, spelling mistake. No. So this is the light I used earlier as a mesh, but later I treated it from the map itself. So because of too much of subdivisions, no, it's very headache. I mean samplings. That's what I disabled this one, but I'll keep it in my template. Later I need it. This is the prune section. You don't want to use one prune for everything. If you want for something differently or some other purpose, you can add a number of prunes. Okay, for example here with the proper naming, so I can avoid enabling everything, disabling everything. I added one. Okay, I think that's it. Then after the prune node, you have material system. Okay, the materials you can see inside. So I have many materials for everything. This is finally for wireframe render, gray render separately. These all mainly for with the textures. Okay, for example, I'll go through one first. This is my material system. This is the map. Color correction. I added one more color correction to addition this one. Simple color changes. Then I use the layer to merge them both. And this is roughness normal. You don't want to do anything. So for normal, you need to use the normal map. Okay, then you can play with your strength. This is for rest. So I don't want to worry about anything normal things. So you can build like layer. Finally, you can connect it to here, the normal. Separate materials, then mix shader. This is a daisy chain method, old school method. It's very good one. Still, it works fine. I separate only for the dust. So if you're getting disturbance, you can collapse this. Keep it neat and clean. Later, you will not get any headache. And you can add some notes if you want later, after a few months or years. If you want to access this file, then you need to know what you did in this area. You can keep it some notes. So now, see, it's very simple. Only for the dust. Now with the dust, I added. This is the main network. First one. I combined with the other maps, a rest map, mask. So this mask is separating from the main shadow and the masks. I use the color to drive this one, the rest one. This is procedural, completely procedural. This is with the map. So you are combining both of them, so you can keep it properly. And if you want colors, press C. You can give some color codings. Better you give right color. That will be pleasant. Yep. So this is for dust. So the dust will be like this. This one combined. What is the combined? Give one note later. You will understand these two what it's driving here. Okay. So if you are doing some R&D, keep it in the red so that you don't never mind about this one. That is hand painted mask I have used, right? Yeah. For a bonus, I'll tell you how to bring that mask here. This is the data float. You need to use that mask name what we created inside. Nothing else. You just copy and paste this name here and plug to your shadow. That's it. It's a kind of mask. Then you can use the material colors to drive them. It's working fine. I'll show you in the end. Then again, those is already combined as a single material. Consider this is going to 1, then the shadow 2. So to control later, I added one. Flat. We can check it in the report. Okay, now I'm in gray shadow, that's why it's not showing. You can see here, okay, because I use the switch to render as a, you can switch to 1, then I can look to light. So yeah, that's it. So I'm looking through this map, whatever it is. This is the rest I used, the alpha and blending things. So yeah, when you are switching like this, you will get this material, I mean texture missing. You can stop and restart the render. It's fixed. Now we don't have light, that's why it's showing like this. I'll look through the light. Done. Stop render. Okay, that's it. That is the material section. So you can notice I have 2 libraries. This is the main one. This is for only CryptoMate. In Arnold we have that issue. I tried with my own custom crypto, still it didn't work. I used the kernel to finalize the cryptos for my compositing. So I just kept it for the later purpose. So this is assign material. So how we can assign everything? You can use one assign material. So if it is one, okay, a few assets, okay. What you have, like I have more than 400 small elements inside, so I cannot go like here 400. It will be like heavy, and later we will not get the contour. Yeah, we cannot create like this 400 separate material slots. So instead of that, what I have done, you create few the chosen one. Okay, for example, this is the main body assignment. I have the dome and the body and the staircase. If I select this, it will only show only this much. See. Okay, that's it. So use the wildcard better. Don't use the length path. You will get confusion later. This is the best method to grab the parts very faster. Then this is for bolts. This is for top number plate. Okay. Yeah. This is number plate. Then I used. This is the crucial part. I couldn't control this one, so I assigned as a single now. The entire thing, totally. The map itself I separated because I used this method to assign, but finally I couldn't get that one. I don't know. It's my problem or even Houdini problem. That is the purpose we created the groups. I don't know why it didn't take. Gem subnet. It has to take as a treat as a separate material when I assign, but it didn't take, so I took the entire thing inside. That's it. So like that you can create number of things, like as many as you want, and keep it properly. This is all for that neon part. This entirely for the glass, and you can subnet this one. So you'll get one simple. So your graph will look like very neat and fine. For now, forget about this too. I added a separate switch to control these things. Add on switch. Okay, now itself I'll explain. Add on switch. This is the main material. When you're setting your render setting in the last, so for example, you want to do the single frames 1 to 8, then your material should be first. You need to enable this one in the switch first. This is for gray. This is for wireframe. Now everything is correct, but you need to connect this one from the main network, not from here. Don't take from here to connect that switch. It won't work. You take it from the main pipe and feed it to the gray area. This is the gray area where I send entire thing to that one with one wildcard method. So from where this is taking this material now, we have already created inside separately here, gray and the wireframe. So it's picking from here. That's why I added these two separately, and this is coming to this. Now if I switch this one to 1, you can see the line. This all dotted. This is main line. So this is dotted. That means it is active. these two are not active. So if I go to the next second one, this is the active wireframe, this will be deactivated, not deactivating, yeah, bypassing these two. So I added on switch in the last to not to come here to switch manually from here. That's why it's looking keyed or something. Yeah, I have keyed also because automatically it has to switch while rendering. Now we'll go to lighting area. Okay, first we'll see here why I added the small decorated light here. I added on light linker. You know, I think you might have heard about light linker. I'm not lighting artist, but I love the lightings, so I want to control them manually. So then I put the light here inside this part. Okay, now if I add on light in this area, I added already, I'll show you. This is not active. Yeah, you can see the light, right? I added this light, but what happens when you render now, this light contribution goes to all the part wherever the nearby areas, so I don't want to give that contribution there. So just I wanted only to this and glass. For that I used one light linker. This is the light linker. I added here what are the parts, and just to eliminate all of this, you can see this not needed, this is required. So this is include, you can consider, this is exclude. That's it. That is the area I added this one. That light linker will be merged again back. So now we'll go to the light. Why I have two setup here. This is for to control our lightings and the render timing. While using gray and wireframe, I'll switch to this one. I don't want to use entire light this many. It kills too much. And here I used one key light. 1 second, it's disturbing too much. This is the first light, Arnold light. I have given the sampling here itself, and we need to give this AOV. AOV is very important one. Keep in mind that naming, and HDRI same. In the camera it should be 0, then it has one separate name. Then I merge separately because I separately merged for the light rotation. I use one transformer to rotate in certain range. Then the additional lights you can see in the viewport. Okay, the lights where I added. Oh, it should show on the viewport again. All the lights you can see that names, nothing. Then you have main control for this one. The HDRI, may keep in mind, you need to keep it is that long, or else your lighting is wrong. Then values you can fix it here. I didn't use any color temperature in this project, so if you need you can use the color temperature. In the Arnold setting I kept 0 for the visibility of that HDRI map. I don't want anything because in the comp I can add it. The HDRI, the name, AOV name. Okay, that's it. Everything matched together, and you give the proper naming. You can control by name or anything later. That's it. This is lighting. Then for the camera part, I have many cameras here. This is for turntable, camera 1. This also test render. Same resolution, same settings, everything, but only for the test rendering I'll change this resolution directly with the separate cameras. This is single frame main. You can see that values. I animated them, all the values, then matched back. This element I created to edit this display monitor, but still I couldn't fix that one. I don't know. The crypto mat also must come separate part. Okay, I don't want so much of disturbance. When I add a crypto mat, I must get two different colors to this and this, but unfortunately I don't know. I tried all the methods, I couldn't get it done. Yes, now we'll go to this part. This is the main area. What I was telling now. It may confuse for now, but yeah, it will help you. While rendering, if you want the geometry separate, like this separate pass, this separate pass, so in the comp you can add them both together. You don't want to render with the background. Sometime you will get the glitch. You cannot control that shadows and mattes. For that, see, I created just one null From there I'm separating them. I'm using only the geo. Only geo. Don't know why every time this is okay. Okay. Same thing I duplicated this side. Now I'll have opposite. Okay. Not that main geo, only the background plate. Only this. Okay. Now that's done. So if you want anything control separately for the render, so for this I don't want any smooth. Assume like, then you can remove that one. Okay. Then you need to decide and give the matte. This is matte. This is also matte. That according to your record you can enable and disable this one later. Then third one is like everything with the both. I am coming to the same switch. In the switch I have given proper name here, right? BG render layer. So this is only render layer. This is with the main mesh. So you can switch by name. You can decide how you want. I'll look through this.